What's up, beautiful people? This is your favorite certified life coach, Hossam. Now we're going to talk further about toxic parents, specifically rebel kids. I'll read to you a story from the book about Jonothan, who is a rebel kid and is now 55 years old, and his session with the therapist. And hopefully you can draw parallel lines that can benefit your own story. Off we go. Jonothan, 55, is a nice-looking athletic bachelor who owns a large computer software company. In our first session together, he almost apologized for his intense feelings of panic and loneliness. Now, don't start feeling sorry for me, he started saying. I've got a beautiful house, I collect cars, I've got all kinds of possessions. I really lead an okay life. But there are times when I get very, very lonely. I have so much and I can't share it with anyone. Sometimes I get this terrible feeling of loss for what I might have had in terms of a loving, intimate relationship. I'm terrified that I'm going to end up dying alone. The therapist asked Jonothan if he had any idea why he was having such difficult time with relationships. He replied, "Every time I've gotten close to a woman or even thought about marrying someone, I've panicked and run. I don't know why. I wish I did. My mother never lets me hear the end of it." The therapist asked Jonothan how he felt about his pressure from his mother. He replied, "She's obsessed with my getting married. She's 81, she's in good health, and she has plenty of her own friends, but I feel like she spends her whole day worrying about my love life. I really love her, but I can't stand being around her because of this. She lives for my happiness. She smothers me with her concern. It's like I can't peel this woman off me. She's constantly trying to tell me how to live my life. Always has. I mean, she would breathe for me if she could." The author continues to say, Jonathan's last statement was a wonderfully graphic description of fusion. His mother was so enmeshed with him that she forgot where she ended and he began. She fused her life to his. Jonathan became an extension of her, as if his life were her life. Jonathan needed to free himself from her suffocating control. He rejected whatever she wanted for him, including things might otherwise desire, such as marriage. The author continues, I suggested to Jonathan that he may have been so intent on rebelling against his controlling mother that he was ignoring his own true desires. It had become so important to him not to give in to his mother's wishes that he deprived himself of the kind of relationship with a woman he claimed to want. By doing this, he created for himself an illusion that he was his own man. But in reality, his need to rebel overpowered his free will. I call this self-defeating rebellion. It is the flip side of capitulation. Healthy rebellion is an active exercise of free choice. It enhances personal growth and individuality. Self-defeating rebellion is a reaction against a controlling parent, an exercise in which the means attempt to justify an unsatisfactory end. This is rarely in our best interest. So if you're in a similar situation or know someone that does and wondering what can you do now? Well, the first thing that you can do is to learn about boundaries. Boundaries are a key element if you're going to change enmeshed relationships. Boundaries create a healthy separation between you and others. Physical boundaries are about space and privacy. Emotional boundaries, on the other hand, are about the right to have your own feelings, the right to say no, the right to set a minimum required standard to be treated with respect. To get started, you'll need to identify your emotions when they come up. If they are shame, guilt, anger, fear, frustration, these emotions are like a check engine light. They may have important messages for you, likely saying that there's an emotional need that has been violated. If you completed step 1 successfully, recognizing the emotions that come up, then step 2 would be identify what are the violations that happened that triggered these emotions to come up. A lot of times when intense emotions come up, we get so flustered that we don't see clearly what happened that caused these emotions. Calm yourself down, take a deep breath, try to find out what exactly happened that triggered these emotions in you. If you complete this step successfully and you know what has happened, the third step would be come up with at least one solution to create a boundary for this violation so it doesn't happen again. And if you can, create 5 solutions. You don't have to apply them yet, just come up with them. And doing so will give you a lot of relief because you know now you have options. If you completed step 3 successfully and you came up with solutions just theoretically or on paper, then start leaning into them and try applying them gradually. Gradually but consistently. You will immediately start to feel that you're beginning to reclaim your rights to live a full life back. If you enjoyed this content, please smash the like button so the knowledge reaches more people. Also, check out my website for free life coaching tools and to work with me in order to untangle mental and emotional patterns that are so persistent they hold us back from optimizing our relationships, our careers, and our self-image. This is Hossam reminding you that whatever you desire is achievable. So keep improving every day, no matter how little. Peace.